Hey everyone, welcome to English Podcast Live. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. Okay, today's episode, I'll be honest, this is one I've been personally excited about for a while.
Why's that?
Because slang is the thing that separates people who know English from people who feel English. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. You can be grammatically perfect and still sound like a textbook if you don't understand how slang works.
And the opposite is also true. Someone who uses just a few natural slang words in the right moment suddenly sounds so much more native.
It's like the seasoning in a dish. You don't need a lot, but without any, it tastes a bit flat.
Great analogy. So today we are going to cover everything about slang. What it is, what's safe, what's dangerous, what's completely outdated, and how to actually learn it without embarrassing yourself.
We've got real examples, we've got history, we've got a practice round, and we're going to have some fun with this.
Let's go.
Before we dive into specific slang words, I want to make sure we're all on the same page about what slang actually is, because a lot of people confuse slang with casual English.
And they're not the same thing?
Not exactly. Casual English is just relaxed, informal language that most people use in everyday conversation, like saying gonna instead of going to, or wanna instead of want to.
I use those all the time.
Right, because they're just natural spoken English. They're not slang, they're just how people actually talk.
So casual English is like the baseline level of informal speech.
Exactly. And then slang is a layer on top of that. Slang is vocabulary that belongs to a specific group, culture, or time period. It's often newer, more trendy, and not everyone uses it.
So gonna is casual, but no cap is slang.
Perfect example. And the key difference is that slang carries more social information. When you use slang, you're not just speaking casually, you're also signaling something about who you are, what generation you're from, what culture you belong to.
Which makes it more powerful, but also more risky.
Exactly. Used well, slang makes you sound natural and in the know. Used incorrectly, it can make you sound like you're trying too hard or stuck in a different decade.
You mentioned generations. Does slang really change that fast?
Incredibly fast. What was cutting-edge slang in 2015 might sound completely dated now, and what young people are saying in 2024 might sound totally foreign to someone who's 40,
So you almost need to be constantly updating your slang knowledge.
which is actually fun if you think of it as staying connected to culture, and we'll talk about the best ways to do that later in the episode.
Okay, so before we get into specific words, is there a golden rule for slang use?
Yes, and it's 3 words. Read the room.
I love that phrase, but what does that actually mean practically?
Reading the room means paying attention to the social context before you speak. Who are you talking to? What's the situation? What's the energy?
So you're assessing before you open your mouth.
Right. Here's a simple way to think about it. Imagine a dial that goes from very formal to very casual. A job interview is at the formal end. A Friday night with your best friends is at the casual end.
And slang lives at the casual to very casual end.
Yes, the further you go towards formal, the more you pull back on slang.
What are the situations where you should never use slang?
Job interviews, presentations to clients, emails to people you don't know well, conversations with much older relatives, medical or legal situations.
Basically, anywhere where professionalism matters.
Yes, and even in casual situations, you calibrate to the person you're speaking with. If you're talking to someone who seems more conservative or formal in their own speech, mirror that energy.
So match their energy level.
That's social intelligence, and it's a learnable skill.
Okay, let's get into the actual words, starting with the safe ones.
Yes, these are slang words that have become so mainstream, they're almost everywhere now. Even your grandparents might have heard them.
First one?
Okay, lowkey. Lowkey.
Yes, I hear this constantly, but I want to make sure I understand it correctly. What does it mean?
Lowkey has a few related meanings. First, it means kind of, or a little bit. I'm low-key tired, meaning I'm somewhat tired, not dramatically tired. Second, it means secretly or between us. I'm low-key jealous of them. Third, it softens a strong statement. This is low-key the best pizza I've ever had.
So it adds a sense of understatement.
Exactly. It's like saying, don't make a big deal of this, but... And it works because it sounds genuine and self-aware rather than dramatic.
That's low-key genius.
Perfect use. See, you just did it naturally.
Next one?
Okay, no cap. C-A-P. No cap means no lie, or I'm not exaggerating. It's an emphasis that what you're saying is completely true.
Like a stronger version of honestly or seriously.
Exactly. That movie was the best thing I've seen this year, no cap. You're underlining the truth of your statement.
Can you also use cap alone without no?
Great question. Yes. If someone says something that sounds too good to be true, you can call them out by just saying cap, which means I think you're lying or that sounds exaggerated.
Oh, interesting. So cap itself means a lie.
Yes, and no cap is just the negation. No lie. Very satisfying once you get it.
What about vibe? I feel like this one is everywhere.
Vibe is one of the most versatile words in modern English. As a noun, it means the general feeling or energy of a place, person, or situation. This restaurant has such a nice vibe.
And as a verb?
Vibing means you're in a comfortable, enjoyable state, either alone or with others. We were just vibing in the park, or it can mean you're clicking with someone. We really vibe. And that's a vibe means something has a good energy.
Or a particular aesthetic, like that whole look is a vibe, meaning it has a specific intentional feeling to it.
I feel like vibe has almost replaced words like atmosphere or energy in casual speech.
Completely. And it works because it's more personal and immediate than those words.
One more safe one. Okay, literally. Now, technically, literally isn't slang, it's a real word, but in modern English, it's used for dramatic emphasis, often when things are not literally true.
Like, I literally died laughing.
Yes, you didn't literally die, but you use literally to show the intensity of the feeling.
I know some grammar purists hate this usage.
They do. But it's so common now that resisting it is a losing battle, and understanding it helps you understand native speakers who use it constantly.
Okay, now the stuff that can get you in trouble. What's in the friends only category?
These are words that are great in casual social situations, but would be very weird or inappropriate in professional or formal settings.
First one?
Okay, I'm dead. This means something was so funny you can barely handle it. Did you see that clip? I'm dead.
Out of context, that is genuinely alarming.
Imagine telling your new coworker I'm dead after they show you a spreadsheet.
Please don't.
Exactly. Keep I'm dead for social media reactions and friends who understand it.
What about slaps? I've heard this one.
Oh yes, slaps means something is really good, especially music. This song slaps. It's almost exclusively about music or audio experiences.
And the origin?
It comes from the feeling of a bass line hitting you hard, like it's physically slapping you. Bass-heavy music that makes you feel it slaps.
I love that. Very descriptive etymology.
Right? And bussin, that's food-specific slang for something tasting really good. This soup is bussin.
Gen Z slang.
Originally from African American vernacular English and spread widely through Gen Z culture and social media. If you're older and you use it without irony, it can come across as trying too hard.
What's the rule? Know where your slang comes from?
Yes, understanding the origin of a slang word helps you understand who typically uses it and whether it's appropriate for you to use it.
What about it's giving? I hear this one a lot.
It's giving is one of the most creative constructions in recent slang. It comes from drag culture and ballroom culture. You use it to describe the energy or aesthetic that something communicates.
Like, that outfit is giving 80s workout video.
Exactly. You're describing the vibe or reference point that something evokes, and you can use it with just about anything.
That whole presentation is giving nervous energy.
Perfect use. But again, very casual, very Gen Z coded. Use it with friends, not in a board meeting. Okay, this section might be the most important for English learners specifically, because learners sometimes study slang from older textbooks or older TV shows, and then use it today, and it sounds like a time machine.
Like they went to a Halloween party in someone else's decade's costume.
Perfect image. Let's go through some of the most common outdated slang that you should not use.
First,
Groovy. Last peak popularity, late 1960s, early 70s. If you say groovy seriously today, people will think you're making a joke, or they'll be very confused.
What about gnarly?
80s surfer slang means something intense or impressive. That wave was gnarly. Some people still use it ironically, but it absolutely sounds dated if you use it genuinely.
Radical? Same era?
Same era, same problem. That's radical, dude. Nobody under 60 says that without irony.
What about from the 90s and 2000s?
All that and a bag of chips. This was used to say someone was great, like she thinks she's all that. This is extremely dated now. Do not use this.
I've heard this in old movies.
Bling bling? Early 2000s, hip-hop origin, referred to flashy jewelry. Now sounds very dated. Just say jewelry, or if you want to be casual, drip is more current.
Oh, interesting. Drip replaced bling.
Basically, yes. Drip means fashionable clothing or accessories, often expensive or well-chosen. He's got drip, or her fit has drip, much more current.
What about YOLO? You only live once.
YOLO's interesting. It became so popular around 2012 that it almost immediately became a joke. Now it's mostly used ironically. I ate the entire pizza, YOLO. You're laughing at yourself for using it.
So it survived but transformed into irony.
Exactly. That's actually how a lot of slang dies and is reborn. It becomes ironic before it finally fades.
What's the test for whether slang is current?
The best test is simple. Are you seeing and hearing this word from people under 25 in current media? If yes, it's probably still current. If you only remember it from something you watched 5+ years ago, be cautious.
Okay, so if we shouldn't use slang lists and we shouldn't learn from old textbooks, how do we actually pick up slang in a safe way?
Great question. The honest answer is through immersion in current media and real conversations.
Specifically, what kind of media?
For slang, the most useful sources are things like current YouTube creators who are young and casual in their speech. TikTok, if you use it. The comments and speech patterns on TikTok are a goldmine of current slang.
What about TV shows?
Current TV shows are good, but be careful. TV is often 1 or 2 years behind actual street speech because of production timelines. So if a show is using certain slang, that slang might be slightly past peak by the time you watch it.
Interesting, so live content is better than scripted content for slang.
Generally, yes. Podcasts by young people, YouTube vlogs, live streams, those are where slang lives in real time.
Once you encounter a new slang word, what's the learning process?
Step 1, note the word. Step 2, observe how multiple different people use it. Don't just learn it from one example.
Because the context matters so much.
Exactly. One example gives you a guess. 5 examples give you a real understanding. Step 3, test it with one trusted person, maybe a native speaker friend or in a casual comment somewhere.
And observe their reaction.
Yes, if they respond naturally, you used it correctly. If they look confused or amused, you might have used it slightly off. And that's fine. That's how everyone learns language.
Making mistakes is part of the process.
The only real mistake is using slang in a formal or professional situation where it doesn't belong. In social situations, people are generally very forgiving of slang errors. They'll understand you and might even find it charming.
What about looking up slang words online? Is there a reliable resource?
There are a couple. Urban Dictionary is the classic one. It's user-submitted, so the quality varies, but the most upvoted definitions are usually accurate.
I've used Urban Dictionary before. It's like the Wikipedia of slang.
That's very accurate. Also, just Googling "what does X mean slang" usually gives you reliable results now, especially if the word has spread enough to be written about.
And honestly, just asking a native speaker friend is always a great option.
Always. People love being asked about slang. It feels like being asked to share inside knowledge.
Practice time. I'll give you a sentence using slang, and you tell me if it's correctly used and where it would or wouldn't work.
Ready?
Sentence 1. That new coffee shop downtown is low-key amazing.
Great use. Low-key softens the enthusiasm in a natural, self-aware way. Works with friends, coworkers, in casual chat, social media. Wouldn't use in, say, a Yelp review or a business proposal.
Good. Sentence 2. My boss's presentation was giving real TED Talk vibes, no cap.
This is interesting. Giving real TED Talk vibes is actually fine even in a semi-casual work context because vibes is mainstream enough. But no cap at the end tips it too casual for anything but very relaxed coworker chat. I'd either drop the no cap or save the whole thing for after-work drinks.
Good nuance. Next, you're at a party and someone asks if the food is good. You say, it's bussin'.
Works perfectly at a casual party. Bussin' is enthusiastic and fun in that context. Just make sure your crowd is young enough to recognize it. If you're at a formal dinner party, probably say it's delicious instead.
Yes, context always. Last one. You're interviewing for a job and the interviewer asks about your previous project. You say, honestly, it was low-key a lot of work, but the final result was literally so good.
Okay, literally is borderline acceptable even in interviews because it's so mainstream. But low key is too casual for an interview context. In an interview, say, it was genuinely challenging, but I'm really proud of the outcome. Same energy, more professional register.
Same meaning, different register. That's the whole skill, really.
Okay, let's do the final recap.
Number one, slang and casual English are different things. Casual English is safe almost everywhere. Slang needs context.
Number two, the golden rule is always read the room. Assess the situation before you use slang.
Number three, safe modern slang includes low-key, no-cap, vibe or vibing, and literally for emphasis.
Number four, friend-only slang includes I'm dead, it's giving, bussin', and slaps. Do not take these to work.
Number five, outdated slang sounds like a costume. Groovy, radical, bling bling, YOLO used seriously, all red flags.
Number six, learn slang from current media. Young YouTubers, TikTok, live content, not old textbooks.
Number seven, test new slang one word at a time and observe the reaction. That's the real feedback loop.
And number eight, if in doubt, don't. A slightly formal register never hurt anyone. Misuse slang, on the other hand, can make you unforgettable in the wrong way.
The best compliment in English conversation is when someone says, wow, you sound so natural. That's what we're working toward.
That's English Podcast Live for today.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and leave us a comment telling us your favorite slang word or one you used in the wrong situation. We'd love to hear the stories.
No judgment, we've all been there.
New episodes every week. See you next time.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.